live on YouTube.
All right.
YouTube. And on Facebook.
I can't believe I said that.
Good morning. Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. As always, it's the Morning Drive. It's Matt and Jay with your hosts. Matt and Jay. Of course, we've also got Steve McAllister in the studio with us today.
Right. Thank you. Like it was yesterday and the day before. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were here Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week.
Yes.
We're watching. We're going to get used to having you on board. It's going to be
The Three Stooges, as Dr.
weird
Jim
when
said.
you're not going to be here.
Yeah. Well, Monday and Tuesday, if you want, I can be here. But if you don't, because of the telethon, I won't.
Well, those won't be until next week.
Right.
Not this upcoming week, but the tie-dye hippie-looking T-shirt Dennis is looking for. I'm sure you got some, right?
Yeah. Peace, Dennis.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
We're glad to have everybody on board with us today. It's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You already shared the, man, you were on top of it, Jay.
Yes, I'm trying to get it done.
I'm going to change your name to Sharon.
Oh, guess what? My sister-in-law is on my watch party. I started a
Good
watch
morning,
party.
sister-in-law.
Morning, Steph.
Good morning, Linda.
Karen McIntyre.
Yeah, right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do have a watch party going on.
Party
Watch
people!
party going on.
Or is it one of those electronic?
Man, you better watch it. And 601 add a number 7, you know, and
It's
it's
like-
called 7 instead of 6. Yeah.
No?
See?
Well, who's got the glow sticks? Sorry.
All right.
I need one of the little ones to chew on, and then one in each hand so I can do the light shows. Perhaps a hula hoop.
Sandy Bray
Yeah.
says caring is sharing.
Or, you know, the
Good
mirror
morning,
ball.
Sandy Bray. We got Sandy Bray on. David Holland. Hello, everyone from Wisconsin. That's a real
Wisconsin.
cheesy state.
Wisconsin.
And these are all top fans. Everybody's top fans so far on here. Welcome. That are my friends.
Well, you have top fans.
Yeah.
We do.
I was showing- I
You're a
was-
top fan.
Yes, I know. I mean, I was like a little surprised, but that's okay.
Linda Fleetwood. Morning, Linda Fleetwood.
Hello.
I'm talking weird today.
I missed
Hello.
the potty last night. I went. But
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
there are
go
too
in.
many people.
It was crowded.
Too many potty people.
And I locked my keys in my house, so I
Potty.
couldn't open my saddlebags to put all my cold weather riding gear in it.
Oh, so you didn't want to walk in there like Charlie Sheen in The
Yeah.
Wraith?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
You never seen The Wraith back
don't
in the
think so.
80s where he has that futuristic car? It's basically a Dodge Turbo. And it's got all tinted windows and stuff, and he races all those guys that killed him. He came back. You never seen that movie?
Oh, I think I have seen that.
And he races
Hey,
them, and
Walsha.
he gets way ahead of them, and then hits them head on, and then his car disintegrates, and then it reappears like on his bodysuit, and he's like got the full bodysuit with the tinted helmet and all that stuff. You never seen that movie?
I think I have seen it.
Oh, it's and you know you
Or
can
I started to see it.
and you can very clearly see the Dodge emblem. There's no paint on. I mean, it's the same color as the rest of the car, but actually it's a Chrysler emblem. But that back
Can
then,
we say that?
yeah, back then Chrysler and
Not a
Dodge,
sponsor.
they had the same symbol.
You're sharp. You're
Not a
right on it.
sponsor.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions shared by those of Axe Media Group, Axe Ministry, and Axe anything Axe.
Yeah, anything. By
Not-
the way, you
not
forgot to
the
do
bo-
that yesterday.
Not the body wash. We didn't say anything too offensive yesterday. So
No,
Not
well,
too offensive.
Well, the last time I said that, we had a person in here that was talking about. We were talking about being, harmed and stuff, and this particular person was talking about, women this and women that, and one of our viewers actually was getting upset, but I didn't know that at the time, and I'm like, views and opinions expressed here is not views and opinions expressed by anyone else in this group, and then that's when I
busted.
was like, well, men do it too.
busted almost.
Almost busted.
Almost.
Yeah, I think the Bible does talk about self-control. It doesn't talk
Yeah,
about
isn't that one of the fruits of the
controlling
spirit?
others.
Yeah.
Self-control.
Well, it says if
Well, it does talk about that too.
you know if your right hand offends your brother, cut it off. Wait, no, wait. That's. I think I might have said that wrong.
I think you might have said that
he
wrong.
didn't
yeah.
mean to misquote the Bible,
No, I didn't. A lot of people that misquote the Bible do not mean to, but they do
and they do.
because they tell it out of haste, and I'm
Or
guilty
they're
of that.
listening to it instead of reading
And
it.
that's why
Listening to
I
something.
approve of people saying, "Hey, no, this is what it is." And I'm like, "Oh, great! I'm glad I know that for sure now."
Right.
Yes,
So-
that's a good way to. It's a good catch.
It is. It is. You know, that's why they went out 2 by 2. And someone go, "You said that wrong."
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
The word.
I wonder if you could put a rocket launcher underneath.
Right next to your Michelin's.
What is it? How did you say rocket launcher? Launcher.
Rocket
Launch,
launcher. I probably.
You could put a rocket launch. Put some rocket launchers on there on that shelf.
on the shelf.
The ATF's going to be at my house looking for a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
You better
Say
be careful
hey.
what you say.
Right.
Well, the views and opinions.
Right.
They'll never find it.
No.
Oh wait.
Don't tell them it's buried in the backyard in a
Right.
big box.
All
There.
of a
It's in the
sudden you're
step
gonna hear
sides
this.
on my motorcycle.
Don't mind the landmines out there in the yard either. And I'm not talking about dog turds.
Right.
I'm talking about human turds. Anyways, just kidding. It's,
This is getting
You don't want-
to be a dirty
Deep.
show.
I get it. Huh?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be too fecal about it.
I got it.
Or is it? Oh, fickle.
fickle?
Sorry.
Well, you.
It was a crappy comparison.
Oh man, you. Where is this going?
I'm sorry. I got something I got to do here.
What happened?
He wants to put more light on himself.
No.
Oh,
Was it in the picture?
It sure is. I was like, what is that? That looks weird.
I can't see the screen. Well, I can see the screen right
Not there. Well, I
can see-
mean, it wasn't in front of that one. It was in front of this one, the big
Oh
one.
man,
Oh, that's quite a delay.
what a glare!
Yeah.
With a
If I
delay,
took my hat
I
off-
mean,
There'd be a serious glare.
We'd
with
have
a
to,
delay that long, we must be talking like this.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jerry.
Oh no! What did I do?
I don't know. What did you do there, Jay?
Is the oxygen level up or down?
I will have to say that the heat is off.
Right. It feels warm in here to me.
It does. It
Well,
does.
you have a nice coat on there.
Imagine
that's
how I
awesome.
feel. Imagine how I feel.
Warm.
Warm.
To say the least.
How are you feeling over there, Steve?
He's in a T-shirt that says "duct tape, zip ties, and Jesus."
Amen. And,
What?
and how did you describe it? Because you might just.
Those
be
are
right.
3 things that you can't live without.
That's right.
Duct tape will fix anything. You can hold anything together with zip ties or people, I guess. And then Jesus, He
Amen.
holds your life together.
Amen.
That's right.
And I can't
it.
wait to talk to Karen tonight, find out exactly what that was, and I'll report back.
Thank God your hand never offended me, Scott says, because he's my brother. Yeah, because then I wouldn't be able to play guitar. I could probably duct tape it and zip tie it to my arm
See,
and just use it as some weird pick.
as long as you're presenting Jesus, then see Jesus will.
Yeah. Well, Jesus could heal it.
Yeah.
Could glue it back on.
See,
You could just duct tape it back on, and all the nerves and everything will reattach,
But
right?
if it's offensive,
but if it's
It
offensive,
doesn't say you can't put it back on,
Does that mean
just
Jesus
says
is
cut
going
it
to heal
off.
it?
huh?
Does that mean he's going to heal it if it's offensive?
Well, let me
think
put
he
it to you
would.
this way: Peter cut off the ear of the
Guard.
one guy's guy.
the servant,
Yes, the head servant for what's his face.
the high priest.
Thank you. And
You're good.
Jesus picked up the ear and stuck it back on his head. Could you
No,
imagine?
no glue included.
No, and it was just like new. He probably could hear better out of it.
Huh?
Exactly. But could you imagine? I mean, that guy's life was changed.
Yeah.
All the people's lives were probably changed when he said, "Who are you looking for?" And they said, "Jesus of Nazareth." He said, "I am he," and they all fell to the floor.
Isn't that a little confusing, though? Peter had a sword. He cut off somebody's ear.
He put it back on.
So he carried a sword. How many of them carried swords? How many followers did Jesus have, and how many disciples did he have? I know he had 12 apostles.
Yeah, but he had. I mean, he sent out 72 disciples in
An army.
pairs of two.
Because
Yeah.
he said,
He only brought a couple people with him.
well, he did say,
Because-
he said, would not my, if my kingdom was here on earth, would not my people be fighting to protect me?
Yeah, his kingdom is not of this world,
No, it isn't.
but we're part of that.
But he
kingdom.
was referring to people who were capable of fighting against
Yeah.
who?
Okay, talk to you later, Kara.
Bye, Kara.
She's got a Bible study. to
It's
go to.
interesting
Peace
that they
out,
were
Carol.
armed, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, they probably. If he wasn't armed when he knew, I mean, they lived in dangerous times. People were wanting to kill Jesus, so I'm pretty sure that Peter carried that around in anticipation. If someone tried to take Jesus before his time, he would have
Was
had
it
a sword.
customary?
There.
Did they all carry them?
Probably.
Did everybody? I mean, was it a custom? Was it a common?
They traveled all the time. They walked everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and what do we do whenever we go places? We always carry something to defend ourselves with whenever we're traveling, right?
Right. Club, tire iron.
Gun. They didn't have guns back then.
No, they didn't.
Although Jesus could have made one.
Could have.
He could have went like, gun.
He could have called down an angel.
And an angel would have been like, there you go.
Here's your Magnum 44.
It's like, they should write a song. I wonder if there'll be skeet shooting in heaven.
That's a good song.
Is that an actual song?
I don't know. I thought you said
Could
that
be.
should be write a song.
I'll be giving my son ideas on songs.
Tanner, be careful.
What?
So, and I was telling you this, guys, I'm thinking about taking the plunge and getting another guitar.
Ooh. That's
I bet everybody's speakers just vibrated when you do. Oh, well, that's silly because all speakers vibrate. That's how they work.
yes, that's how they
Hey,
work.
this is a good one. Psalms
Especially
27:14.
We're getting serious.
Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
Amen.
That
I
is
wish more people would wait on the Lord. We need to wait on the Lord
Yeah.
more.
except
What was
for
that
us-
look of
except for
confusion you
ourselves,
just had?
Because all of a sudden it sounded like my mic just kind of went, my
was your
headphones or
voice.
something. Somehow it just
Yeah.
sounded weird.
It was your
You-
voice.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be a good day, folks. Sit tight because we're going to talk about absolutely nothing and absolutely everything all at the same time. How is that possible to get so much knowledge and none all in the same show? Is that possible?
It can be.
This knowledge right here is better than any knowledge that we could ever impart on people. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. There's an exclamation point after that. That would
need to
indicate
wait.
that the original sheet music probably had a crescendo there.
Yeah. I think we rush God.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
All the time. Dear God, please help me with this, help me with that. If you could do it like
like a grocery
right now,
list.
that would be great. You got to be like, I don't think I will. Not right now.
It's yes.
But
no,
that's because
maybe,
sometimes when he answers your prayers, the answer is no.
yes, no.
But let's
maybe.
let that sink in for just a second. Like, have you ever had one of your children come up and say, Dad, I want a gun, or I want a knife. I really, really want one. And you just say, no. It's not because you don't love him. It's not because you don't want him to have a knife ever, but you know that he would hurt himself if he
Depending
had
on that
one.
age.
Yeah. I cut myself all the time on accident when I was a kid because I've always been obsessed with knives. I'm not, well, I guess I kind of am.
You know
A little bit.
those
I'm a collector.
Knives that you put in,
The ones with the edge on it with the point?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
We had a debate about swords this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I asked for that.
Because I said a saber is a curved blade, and he said it was a straight pointing thing that you...
No, I didn't
That's
say
a
that a
straight pointing
saber
thing?
was. I said that the military carried.
Yeah.
I think a saber actually is curved, but it gets broader.
I don't
as
think
it
any of
curves.
our military carry sabers
You know,
in their dress uniform.
I need to ask my. I'll have to ask my boss. He's in the Navy.
Yeah, he would know.
Amen.
I think it's actually the Marines that carry it. You were in the Navy. Did you carry a saber?
No, I didn't. And
for the-
Marines do.
They are sabers.
I don't know if they're sabers, but I know that they do carry.
Are you Googling it? What kind of sword does a Marine carry?
No.
I think a saber is actually. There are two kinds, and one of them starts out thinner and gets broader as
I
it curves
know.
up.
I've seen those on in movies. I'm not. Don't they use those like in those dark days or dark movies?
Dark days,
Dark middle age.
middle age. No, I don't know. I don't use them now, and I'm middle aged. Talking about in the dark ages.
Dark ages.
You had it all there. You just had to put it together.
Yes. You know what? It's Friday.
It is.
I have an excuse. It's Friday. And it's been a long week. We've had that convention all week, and I'm just about wore out.
You enjoyed yourself, though.
Oh, yeah. Tonight's last night. Or this morning's worship, and then...
So there are sabers, or at least were.
We're not talking Luke Skywalker sabers.
Well, that's a lightsaber,
Okay.
and those are pointy. Those are straight and pointy. You know, the colors mean different things in that too.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I saw a meme about it, and it talked about the different colors. Like, there's one that's a certain color for someone who focuses more on their lightsaber abilities more so than their
Green?
force abilities.
Green or
Yeah,
red?
that's the green, actually.
See? I didn't even know that, and I just guessed.
They focus more on their fighting ability than they do their actual.
So,
Wah.
may the force be with you.
Not a sponsor. Please don't sue us, Disney.
Please.
But don't sue don't sue me either.
They don't make enough money
I'm a
as it is.
huge fan of your work. Just saying.
He needs a Disney pass.
I've never been to Disney World.
I have, but it's been a while.
You know what that noise means?
It means it's time for a
It means
commercial.
it's time for a
Time.
commercial.
Time for a commercial.
For a commercial break. Am I on already?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Swipe.
oh,
Swipe them, Jay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Merged.
Merge.
There you are. And who are you doing a commercial for?
Good morning, everybody. This show is brought to you by NaturalSolutionStore.bz. I'm going to say that again. Natural Solution Store.
.bz.
Jay's slacking today. Well, today,
.bz.
there you go. He just likes to be a loner. Today, I'm going to talk about something that it's kind of a lot of people. With the CBD capsules. Actually, no, I'm going to back that up. I am going to talk about Super Hemp Balm. Barney and I was talking about that last night because due to the Helping Hands Fund, he was able to get a jar of that a few months back.
Cool.
And he says, I don't know how that could not work for anybody because it works. He said he had a headache. This is a testimonial from Barney.
A headache.
He had a headache, and he took a tiny bit, and he just rubbed it on this temple right there, and it fixed his headache.
Amen.
Wow. So this stuff, you at first glance you think, oh, that's kind of pricey, but I'm telling you, the stuff lasts a long time. Barney's had this jar for 3 months, and he uses it every single day. So go online, naturalsolutionstore.bz. Pick yourself up a jar today. You will not be disappointed. If you've got that stiff knee like I do with this weather the way it is, oh, it was 90 degrees one day, and then the next day it was like 30 in the middle of the night. Huge drop in barometric pressure, temperature. So now my knee is giving me all kinds of fits. And I am out of my Super Hemp Balm. So I'm feeling it. But whenever I had the Super Hemp Balm, I wasn't feeling it. It was
I'm sure you
10
wasn't.
minutes later, you already feel a huge difference. I had lower back pain, and I was hurting so bad that I couldn't even get up out of bed hardly. I couldn't even sit in this chair hardly for the hours that we sit here. And I took a little bit of it, a jar that was provided by Jim Whining. He said, try this out and talk about it. We were skeptical, but I rubbed it on my lower back. 10 minutes later, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, you could still tell there was a little bit of pain there. It didn't take it away 100%, but it came pretty close. And it was enough that it was almost euphoric, the feeling of not having that pain. It doesn't give you any kind of a high or anything like that unless it's, the lack of pain, being in pain for so long and then the pain going away. But anyways, yeah, go online, www.naturalsolutionstore.bz
.bz.
and pick yourself up a bottle today. Back to you guys.
Swords and sabers.
You're
I'm still trying to find it.
still on that, huh?
Hey, we'll tune in Monday and we'll find out.
So here's the thing. I'm going to do this.
By the way,
What kind?
do you know what my sister-in-law just said? You're describing scimitars, or what is that?
Scimitars. Yeah. The one I was describing was a scimitar. The one with the wider. Yeah. I think, I don't know. Like,
My
what kind of
sister-in-law,
sword?
she works
How
for...
about blades instead of swords? Because the sword is actually
Is there a difference?
What type of sword do Marine Corps officers carry? Usually it's 36 to 34 commonly inches. Blade type, saber. Slightly curved, single-edged with the false edge.
There you go.
And the back part of the edge is, it looks like an edge, but it's not even down the whole thing. It's just so they got the edge along the whole entire side, the one edge, and then it's got a false edge across the back that goes part of the way down. It's slightly curved saber. Usually they're between 34 and 36 inches long. Altogether, the blade itself is between 28 and 30 commonly.
How much do they
Usually
weigh?
it's got a cast brass hilt with a leather-wrapped grip. And they
I-
know how to use them.
Yes.
They're not just decorative.
And
just
how
in case.
much do they weigh?
I think those are for officers too, aren't they?
Yeah, that is for... And now,
Officers only.
let me see here.
I know they weigh a lot. I'm just curious. No, I heard a couple pounds, something like that.
Well, that's not very effective use in combat.
What is?
Of course, they're not for combat anymore.
They're more for dress now.
Yeah, dress decoration.
Now, the U.S. Army ceremonial sword replica from back in the day, that was a saber as well. Saber, U.S. Marine, NCO, I think that's non-commissioned officer weapon. Factory exclusive, and it is a saber. It's a beautiful sword. They're really nice. Of course, I love swords and knives and
Blades.
United States Marine Corps non-commissioned officer's sword. This is the non-commissioned officer, and a non-commissioned officer is sergeants, right, or petty officers rather,
I don't know.
and stuff like that.
You're up.
What, right?
Right.
Say what?
I don't know.
Now, what were you thinking? Now, did you want me to try and email you a picture of this? It's,
Wow, it's going to go fast.
Yes, would you please?
okay, I'll send it to you later.
Take a picture.
But now, what era is it from? What era does it represent? Era? Or
Era,
Modern.
Is
That's
it?
yeah. They still carry them today. They're ceremonial,
Yes.
but I bet you they do know how to use them, and I bet you
Oh,
they are
I'm
effective.
sure they do.
Because they don't really. I mean, they even still have bayonets, don't they, for the M16s and stuff that they use? I guess they use M4s now and other things. But Dad said they used to have bayonets or K-bar bayonet things that stuck to the end of their their gun. Everybody knew what I was talking about when I did that. I look like a maraca player. I'm playing air maracas.
That was very good. That was a very good description.
yeah.
I'm glad
It
you guys
was
like
interesting, wasn't it? Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Bayonet. Steve says, do they still have Nantes? And then he says bayonet. Actually, he says Ban it.
Ban it.
Ban it.
Well, you know, my
Peter felt the need to protect Jesus. I agree with that. So we're back on that
But
for
he
a
had the
second.
means to do it too. So that's what that was what I was. That's what I was
You
trying
know,
to point
he-
out is that they had the means to do that.
How good was his aim that he was able to just cut off the guy's ear? Or how bad was his aim that all he did was cut off the guy's ear? Could you imagine Jesus going up and picking up a head and setting it back on the dude's body and it coming back to life?
yeah. How dare you?
It's like, man,
Give me that head.
do you got some aspirin?
He said, "She that who he
What a
who lives by
migraine.
the sword dies by the sword."
Yeah. And that's true. That's true. If you live a life of battle, you're going to die in battle, more than likely.
Well, he also said that he would not lose one that the Lord had given him while he
Right.
was here. So and he didn't. But if that had broken into an actual battle at the time,
Yeah,
Yeah.
My sister-in-law.
and he wouldn't have gone to the cross if his people started to.
Right.
She said it was dealing with Muslims back in the Barbary Wars. Is that how you say that?
Was that
Barbary-
the times of this?
Yeah, about the swords that we were talking about. She was saying that it was dealing with
Is she talking about the other one that we were talking about
Yes.
before? I can't remember. I still, this moment, I can't remember because I can't look at it and see it.
Right. So that's
What
she
did
said.
she call it?
She's called it. It was for dealing with Muslims back in the Barbary Wars.
Okay, so, but what earlier on in the comments, what did she say it was?
She didn't say what it was.
What she thought we were
Oh,
talking about?
Scimitar.
Scimitar. Those are curved, and they have they go from skinny to a much broader deal with like a drop point on them, I think. And that's because so there's more cutting surface. They could behead somebody just like that with those things. That's why there's a curve to the katanas too. You know, they used to have a classification for katanas about how many
Yeah, I
body
wonder if
parts it
that's
could
what they
lop off
use-
before it lost its sharpness.
I wonder if that's what they use. Unfortunately, for those Christians and those.
Scimitars, most of the time, it seems like anytime I've ever seen anything like that, and it's horrible. I hope nobody ever sees that. But the video popped up on my Facebook feed one time, and it was a YouTube link, and I looked at it, and it was not something I would ever want to see again. But it looked like it was, like they use not karambits. What is that? Kookaries. You know, they come like this, and then they have like a bend, and the blade is.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, those are more for like harvesting, like sugar cane and stuff like that.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then what do you call those things? Machetes. You can do a lot of damage with a machete too. Those are brutal weapons, and I hope and pray that nobody ever has to see that or be involved in a sword fight, because it's not like they show on TV. I was reading a book. It's called The Book of the Swords, or The Book of the Sword, and it talks about the different styles that they had and what the original. It wasn't so you could ting ting ting, like fight like that. It was your goal was to remove things and make it to where that person could not move.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, it wasn't to bang the swords together.
No, and so that's Hollywood sword
That's
fighting.
Hollywood.
Now, of course, fencing, that's a different story. That's a sport, and you use basically, I mean, you could hurt yourself with a real fencing sword, a real rapier. But the fencing swords are actually just metal, like basically car antennas with handles.
That's what I think they look like.
Yeah, but an actual rapier, the blade is so thin that it looks like something like that, but it's actually, about an inch thick blade as far as like width, not thickness, but width. And those are pretty deadly too, if you know how to use them. Hard to defend against, I'm sure. I'm not a sword fighter though.
Neither am I.
They actually have people who go around. That's what they do, is they sword fight. Of course, they have everything taped up and stuff, but it's a big thing, like a medieval like sword fighting competitions and stuff. Like big groups of people, they'll have like where they rush in and they battle, or then they have one-on-one battles. And I mean, people travel all over the country doing that. What do you?
It's the Highland Games.
Well, there can be only one then. I think I better watch out. The Highlander is not a sponsor. And
Not a
the people
sponsor.
that wrote it, yeah, they don't write this one either. I've been at work all night, so I'm a little goofy.
All right. Well, see, then you got an excuse.
I do. No, I have a reason, not an excuse. That's why I tell my children, I have an excuse. No, you don't. You have a reason. Doesn't mean it's an excuse.
Right.
Well, what an excuse, or what a reason.
What?
Are you being reasonable?
Yes, of course, I'm always reasonable. Aren't I, Jay?
Yes.
Well,
See?
that was he had to think about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've hung out a lot over the years. So in that instant, he thought of our whole entire friendship up until this point, and then said, "Yes."
Good job.
You know, the brain is an incredible thing. Think about it. With wisdom, basically, in that instant, your brain goes through we've talked about this before, haven't we? Goes through your entire life experience in regards to that matter, and separates it out, that one part that's relevant to what you're thinking about and what you're doing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is. It's amazing, and it's in a split second too. So fast, I don't think it's hardly quantifiable.
It can't be understood or even really. How would your brain know from the very beginning not to access certain memories that might be relevant to a conversation or that wouldn't be relevant to a conversation at all? How do you not have to sort through every single bit of information that you have in order to make a comment or to respond?
Yeah. Well, you do that
Your brain
Right.
automatically knows what's relevant.
and knows where it's at.
That's why I question, that's one of my questions for science and for people of scientific, research is okay, so if you say that faith is just false, well, then why is it that people of faith, as they grow and as they age, they find faith to be more relevant to more topics? And it becomes the most important thing that's most relevant in every situation.
Yeah. Morning, John
If the
Kretzmann.
brain,
Leon?
if the brain automatically
Stephanie Shaw.
sorts through its information and just brings up what's relevant and useful, then why is it bringing up that? If
Right.
your brain didn't have some evidence that this would be useful.
Of course, then you have some people's brains who spit stuff out before they realize.
Yep. I've been there, done that.
We was
Yeah.
just watching a video of the Democratic debate and the people protesting outside, which is weird that there were left protesters, anti-Trump protesters, protesting outside of a Democratic debate. So it's like, hey, you guys know this is a Democratic debate, right? I mean, come on.
You're all on the same team.
Yeah. I mean, what are you doing?
There's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
What work all night from Springfield, mom to my? Okay, so you're going to have to explain that voice to text that you just used.
That sounded weird. Well, my text does the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Mine does too. And if you don't double check it, you're going to send your friends some weird stuff sometimes.
They're going to think you're high or something.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Or that you're using talk to text
yeah.
and not proofreading.
You know, I've sent some really weird texts back in the day whenever I used to drink a lot.
I'm sure
When I
you
used to
did.
drink, period. Drunk texting. Have you ever done that?
Well,
You ever done that? No.
no,
probably
I don't think
no.
I did. I never really was much of a texter. I text more now than I ever did. Which
But
Yeah,
that's only
that's
because of
true.
voice to
Very little.
text. If you didn't have voice to text, you probably wouldn't text as much.
No, I don't use the voice
And I'm
to
going to have
text
to
as much anymore.
I'm going to have to
Oh.
start
I type
doing
it.
that though. With my dexterity and everything going.
Well, they've got
nuts.
the drag feature where you can just find the letters and just drag your finger from one to the other.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that feature.
Or we should just get you a
Feature.
T9 phone, with all the numbers and letters, where I used to be able to sit there. I could talk to you like this and type a text out to somebody, and not even think about it.
Like a BlackBerry or whatever.
Yeah.
Not
Well, I had
sponsor.
a T-Mobile Shadow. It's an HTC Shadow, and it was top of the line back when BlackBerries were real big. This was like, I don't know, it was crazy because it was an almost $400 phone, and that was just outrageous. I got it on a good deal because I signed a 2-year contract. But I could sit there and it had a full keyboard. But I mean, I could just ding.
Hey, how's that go again?
I just confused a bunch of people. They're like, "Wait,
Yeah.
typewriter?
Yeah.
Do you remember typewriters?
Yes, I remember those.
Do you all remember typewriters?
Yes.
It's like a computer, but it's not.
It's very difficult now to use a typewriter after using a keyboard.
Yeah,
or a
because you're like,
computer.
and if you're running out of ink on a certain part of your ribbon, you have to hit the same one over and over again.
You have to.
Well, you have to do the one single backspace. They had a button that you could backspace
Yeah.
one letter,
And of course, then there was those.
and it was mechanical.
The
You like the
white
sound
out.
effects?
You had to do the white out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that old joke? How can you tell
Well,
if a
some of
blonde's
the-
been using your computer?
Some of
Because
the
there's
more
white out
high
all over
tech,
the screen.
some of the more high tech typewriters actually
Sorry
had
for those of
white
you who are
out
blonde
ribbons.
out there.
Yes, they did. My sister even. My sister.
They had the ball. The ball. Those were the real expensive typewriters that had the
Hey,
ball with
sis.
all the letters on it. You know, remember? You know what I'm talking about? But those were on electric typewriters.
Yeah,
The other ones just,
they were probably computerized.
well, they were motorized. I don't think they were computerized. They were. I don't know. I don't think they were
And then
computerized.
the electric typewriters came out.
Yeah, that's what the ball thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it is. You know, hey, I had a typewriter. I bought one at a garage sale for like 50 cents, and I
Wow.
used that thing a lot. Made no sense at what I typed. I would just
hard
sit there.
copy. That's what you.
But
call
I
a
used to
hard
watch
copy.
the secretaries at the principal's office because I was there a lot.
Oh, you were such a good boy.
The lady was like, one of the ladies, she would type. I mean, that's why she did what she did because she loved typing so much, and it was on an electric keyboard. She was playing
It's
do do
okay.
do 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 do, but I was just amazed at how fast she typed, and I don't type that fast. Now, I type faster than some, but I definitely like my sister. She can type fast.
Which one?
Melinda. Fast. Now I can do 1,000 strokes a minute on 10 key. You know where you do one with the numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers. It's an interesting day today.
Yes.
Um,
It's Friday.
it's like you guys look like you're just sitting back waiting to see what I'm going to say next.
we're
So
concentrating.
you guys are now bystanders
I'm
of.
still waiting for that email.
that body
The Goofy
language.
Matt show.
That body language says a lot.
My battery's almost dead on my phone, so I'm not going to send it yet.
Oh, okay.
What is it, Spaceman something or other?
Yeah.
That's a
Rocket Man.
that's a pretty good. You know, it looks so serious. Can you imagine whenever Axe Media Group takes off and we're a big network, and you know he hands him a business card. Yeah, here's my business card. That's my email. Spaceman.
It was hand typed.
Yeah. It was it
Like-
hand time? What you got to do is you got to take these leads, hook it up to your battery cable, and put it on each corner of the paper, and that turns it into an email.
Oh man.
Jessica
It's
Thomas joined.
definitely-
I bet you Jessica Thomas has some old typewriters at her place, the Sentimental Hoarder. And there's some old ones there. From what I remember, you did have some of those, right?
My dad used to work on typewriters.
Steve says, I don't type, I hunt and peck. That's what he says. It's
yeah.
always weird when someone says, I'm a hunt and pecker.
Yeah.
That's interesting stuff.
What's going on over there on your watch party? We don't get to see that.
So there. No. It's just my sister-in-law. She's really having a ball
Talking to the
about-
microphone.
Talking about
There we go.
typewriters. One of my RPHs had a manual for power outages, and at the pharmacy, he found old labels to use.
You know, yeah, our systems go down and we have to lock the doors.
Yeah.
Power goes out, we
I
have to
think
lock
that's
the
what
It
you
used
said.
to be.
Jim says his secretary typed 120 words a minute.
That's 2 words a second.
It's possible.
That's fast.
Yeah, was that on an electric typewriter, or was that on
Well,
one
back
of the
in
old?
the day when they used them, though, you had to be able to.
Hello,
Yeah.
Cindy.
Right? I see.
He says his best score in high school was 35 words a minute. Jim's was. You know how I learned how to type?
How'd you learn how to
My
type?
initial learning was on AOL chat rooms. And then I took half a semester in high school just to find out. Now it's like, my hands, I could sit here and type and just look at you guys and type. Now, punctuation,
That's a different story.
do not expect punctuation from me right away. I had to rewrite my testimony a couple times before I handed it into Dr. Paul in regards to my licensing, because I would go back and see grammatical errors. And Dr. Paul is a stickler about having proper punctuation and proper grammar and everything. He's a book editor. He edits stuff. That's what he does.
So so he's used to it. Isn't he an author too?
Clearance this weekend at the Sentimental Hoarder. Everything 25 to 50% off, and tomorrow. Is that percent or $25 to $50? Oh, yeah, I guess it'd be percent. That was silly. Yeah.
By the way, Cindy Flowers said hello.
Hello, Cindy Flowers. Work all night from Springfield Mo to Michigan. Oh, that's what I got. I just went back and reread Jonathan Kretzmann's where I didn't understand it. And it's
It's that talk to
in the mindset of the truck driver
right.
business. I thought, okay, Mo to my. Okay,
Mo to
Missouri
my.
to Michigan.
Yeah, I knew that.
So he's probably headed out northwest, if I'm not mistaken. Then, if you're in Michigan,
Michigan's good. It's 40. It's quite cold there, from what
Is
I
that the
understand.
Northwest Passage?
it's over there. It borders Canada, doesn't it?
Yes.
Of course, it's cold. Canada's cold, eh?
Eh?
Sometimes.
I'm around a bunch of Canadians.
I smell
this
fruit.
week. What? Smell fruit.
I smell fruit.
Uh-oh. Is your smell...
Nope, it is not. There's nothing wrong with it.
You know what? I do have a scent of fruit. What about you, Jay?
I don't.
What?
I smell I have that scent. I do smell fruit.
I mean, it's not my cologne, but
What time is it?
It's not
It
my
is.
underarm.
it is 8:46. We're not really
Sorry.
talking about much of anything today.
No.
What do you guys want to talk about? What's on your minds? I know
Oh,
that
no,
I know that you
shouldn't have
guys
said that.
no holds bar. Just put in the comments what's on your mind today. There's no subject that we won't cover.
Yeah. We've got a few minutes.
Yeah, we do. We have about 6 or 7 minutes before we start winding down the show.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the basics of faith with Marty Hamilton. It's going to be fun. And then possibly the worst rhymer in the world, Dr. Paul Collins and his wife Nancy for the happy hour. I'm not saying he rhymes bad everywhere, but on his show, he rhymes bad. Intentionally.
I'm sure he gets away with it.
It's, well, he has to. I mean, what am I going to do? It's Dr. Paul.
Yeah, Nancy just shakes her head.
Yeah. She rolls her eyes a little bit, too, from
Yeah.
time to time.
You know, my cousin Susan, she just said that our school, our school went to Little Rock for the state championship rounds, had to type 60 words a minute to go. I was one of the 20 who went. We were given one long paragraph to type. What
See,
about that?
That's where it gets tricky. My words per minute slows down dramatically.
Grammatically.
Grammatic.
Either way, dramatically. But that's because you got to concentrate on what you're typing. Whereas if you're thinking and just sitting there typing, like sending an email, you can type a lot faster because you don't have to keep.
True.
I got some really weird things I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Lots of enactments.
Yeah, well, I mean that's kind of fun. It's the end of the week,
And now I've got to go to the praise and worship at the convention. Put my
You mean you get to go to the praise and worship the convention?
yes. They're ending tonight, and they're having their awards tomorrow night.
Right.
And so now I've got.
But the real reward is the praise and worship and communion with the Holy Spirit.
Amen. See, they could use you down there,
You know,
They
they probably couldn't get me to shut up.
well,
I am my father's son.
yes, you are.
That sounded like Fat Albert.
Hey.
Bombs away.
One of the
That's-
radio DJs in Michigan, he used to use the phrase in their bumper stickers, "baby." Yeah.
We need to get bumper stickers that say .bz.
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 Did
We're
we
going to
do
put
all of
Belize on the map. Huh?
Belize.
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 Where
Belize
is
it
it?
or not.
Where is Belize?
It's somewhere by Belize. It's somewhere south of here.
Uh-huh.
You Belize me?
I Belize you. I Belize you. I Belize you. That was
Okay.
a weird noise my throat just made there. A lot of wordplay today.
I like the expression, how he kind of, how he throws it out there and just
Like back away.
wait to see, to
I'm
see
waiting
how,
to
how
see
it rolls out.
Yeah,
How,
I'm
how
like, am I sure?
Could you imagine if I said, "What do you think?"
You know, I'm going to get to that.
After everything, what do you think?
I'm going to get to that praise and worship this morning. And
My
I'm
brother
gonna have
Michael.
weird eyes looking at me.
My brother Michael in Florida, he had this a really annoying habit. When he would talk, he would always end it with, "Did you hear me?" Everything. "Did you hear me?" Right afterwards. Didn't even give you time to respond. Like I was walking down the street the other day. "You hear me?" I was like, "I hear you just fine. You gotta give me a second."
If you stop knocking me until
It was funny watching him talk to other people and do that, and them go, "What? What are you doing?" It's time for a closing commercial now.
yes, it is. Are you ready? Do you want me to zoom in?
Spain. Steve Schultz says Spain. Belize, Spain.
Belize Spain.
I believe that's right, but I'm not sure.
Belize me.
Second time I use that joke.
Yeah.
Not as funny, but still funny. And then Jonathan Kretzman posted 3 rabbit emojis. I don't.
That figures.
Is it because Easter's coming up?
Hey, it's
gonna
a little
be a while.
ways.
It is going to be a while, but it's still coming up.
It's
Inevitably.
coming out next year.
It is coming up.
Inevitably, yeah.
Well, we don't know.
You
All
know,
right, so real quick before we get going, here, let's go ahead and merge me on over there, Jay.
We're merged. You're merged.
Hey, before I let you guys go today, and we let you go from the craziness, I want to remind everybody that you don't want to miss the special event coming up, the 28th and 29th of this month. That's a Monday and a Tuesday. And if you're like, "Oh, I have to work that day," that's okay. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and there's going to be loads of fun stuff going on. I believe I'm even going to do a cooking show and teach you how to make
boy.
beef stroganoff, which is really good.
Wow.
Homemade beef stroganoff. And anyways,
Yum.
don't miss this. It is our first annual live stream telethon here at facebook.com/Axe Media Group, or you could go to our YouTube page. We're going to be doing it live from there as well the entire time. Monday, October 28th, Tuesday, October 29th. Donate to your favorite show, The Morning Drive, Happy Hour, Crosswalk of Hope, Gold Standard, Basics of Faith, Power Hour, or something to celebrate. Donate to support veterans programs, autism awareness programs, and a kidney fund, and many others, so you can promote your business while at the same time supporting a worthy cause. We want to continue to do the right thing, not just sit here and be clowny, but all the other stuff is the Helping Hands Fund and things like that. And by helping us do the right thing, you'll be doing the right thing, helping us to serve where needed, and you'll be serving where needed as well. So if you have any questions about it, go to axemediagroup.com. And you can email us from there, or you can email 4321axtreasurer@gmail.com and get more information on pricing and things like that. So all the, what do you call those? The details, the deets, the deets. Anyways, so it's about time for us to get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and merge on back over to you fellas.
Hello.
All right, so
We just need to start bringing groceries up here
Amen.
so
Yeah.
that we have the cooking show on its way.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then we can do the studio over there so we can cook over there because we don't want to cook over this stuff.
No,
No.
because I
You
use
don't want the sizzle and the pop.
right. I
end
actually
up-
use ground beef instead of like diced beef or stuff like that because it's less messy. And then I
Shaved
have a little secret to make it taste like you've cooked it all day. But
Steak beef.
I'll tell you about that whenever we do it.
I have a quick thing here. You know, this might go well with the cooking show, but I think I love beef stroganoff. Susan, my cousin, was like, cold here, had a cup of hot Dr. Pepper, microwave and cup of Dr. Pepper. Add a teaspoon of lemon juice. Was popular in the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah, because it kept you regular.
I was irregular? Or
No, it kept you regular because it derived from prune juice.
Wow.
So it kept you regular. Regular. You know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Regular.
All right.
just a closing thought.
Thank you so much for joining us here, everybody. We're glad to have you. Thank you for putting up with our craziness. Jay, thanks for putting up with my craziness.
No problem.
Steve, thanks for putting up with my craziness. It's been a little bit crazier than normal.
That's right.
So be sure and tune in next for the Basics of Faith with Dr. Marty Hamilton. With his nice shaved head, he'll be here in just a few minutes. So
sharp.
until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this has been
The Morning Drive.
.bz.